What's the difference between your ego and your intuition? I've been asked this many, many times. My name's Nicole Ben Simon, and I'm a quantum healing hypnosis technique practitioner. It's in short, quantum healing hypnosis technique, which is a healing modality where the person is given an opportunity to do a deep dive into their soul and find out all of the questions, all of the answers to the questions they may have regarding family, relationships, health, or anything else that they would like to understand the higher perspective of. And in order to do a session, we don't really need anything in particular to do the session, but when you do a quantum healing hypnosis technique session, you go into a beautiful state of deep relaxation. And in this state of relaxation is where the magic really does happen. But in order for that to happen effectively, we will benefit from understanding the difference between the egoic voice and the soul voice, or the intuition. And I would sort of describe the egoic voice almost like a pain in the brain. It's like this voice that wants to keep you in the same loop, doing the same thing, keeping you safe, making you feel that if you step out of your comfort zone, it will be dangerous. That's the egoic voice, and that's the louder voice that's inside of us that gives us advice that's not always really for our highest good, but it is the louder voice, and it's the voice that often takes over if we're not focused. And so it is the voice that would keep us in fear, looping again and again, and it is not really encouraging us to break through that fear. On the other hand, the intuition, or the soul's voice, is like a spark in the heart. That is how I would describe it. And the reason I say spark is because it's a momentary gesture, it's a momentary voice that is, rather than looping, it will encourage you to be more in a spiral. So do things a little bit differently, to take a different route, or to try things a different way. And it's the quieter voice, it's the loving voice, it's the voice that is encouraging. It's like a warm hug from source, or from spirit, or whatever you want to call it. It's that voice that really wants to help us to step out of our own way. And when we listen to that voice, we are encouraged to follow a path that is being guided for us. It's like we have this co-creation, that we're working with something bigger, and the soul's voice, or the intuition, is the part of us that is always guiding us for our highest good. And the messages are always loving, they're always encouraging. And so knowing the difference is to understand that the egoic voice is the louder one, and it's almost like a little nagging child that doesn't stop. And you all know what that feels like. It's that monkey mind that repeats and repeats. But the soul voice is much more intelligent. And so when you're making a decision about life, about what to do, where to go, when to do it, be aware that you will have two opposing opinions within you, that you get to choose which one you're going to follow. Usually the one that we automatically respond to is the egoic voice, but when we dig deeper and we listen out for the voice of reason, which is the soul's voice, we are being encouraged to take a different path and to do things a different way that may really help us a lot more. So when you notice the difference, you can really make soul-serving decisions that will get you from point A to point B in a much more beautiful and seamless way. And sometimes the ego will take us through the longer route, and the route that's got the ups and downs. We may still get to the same destination, but wouldn't you rather choose to tap into the soul's voice, your intuition? And so many people have asked me how I know the difference between the voice of the soul and the voice of the ego. When I do quantum healing hypnosis technique sessions, the whole idea is to quieten the ego voice and to allow it to just step aside, so that way we can allow the intuitive voice, the all-knowing voice, to come through and guide the person doing the session and give them the highest perspective for their life. So when people are in a beautiful, relaxed state, they're able to tap into that voice, which is from the soul, which is from the deep part of you that knows you. And once you can access that part of you, it's magic. It's really magical. And all of you beautiful people who have experienced a QHHT session know what I'm talking about. It's very difficult to describe, but it is the most incredible process, and I highly recommend it if you are feeling confused, if you are feeling like you cannot step out of this rind, this loop, these patterns that you keep creating. How about take a different perspective and try tapping into your intuitive voice and see what guidance that has for you. So if you'd like to know more about QHHT, you're welcome to go to my website, which is nicolebensimon.com, and you can read up about it. And there are QHHT practitioners all over the world who are ready and happy to help you out. So hope that helps, and have a beautiful rest of your day.